Hello, so I'm here today with these dipping powders from Madam Glam, and I've already used one of them, which I did for my New Year mani. And the one thing I did notice that you didn't get any primer, which you normally put on to help the dipping powders stick to your or adhere to your nails, and you don't get a finishing cuticle oil or a brush saver. But nonetheless, I mean, you still get the main parts of the base, the activator, and the top gel, and the dipping powders. Another thing I noticed as well is I don't know if they actually have a clear dipping powder, which is what you normally put over the colour. So when you file, you're not filing off too much of the colours. And the actual dipping powders are very cute little pots. This one I believe is a cream, whereas the others are glitter. And this one is Social Saturday, and I have that on my nails, and I've had it on for a couple of weeks, so you can see the growth and the wear time is good. But the one I'm going to be doing today is this gorgeous pastel green, which I'm not sure is coming across on camera with my flash on. It looks more white, but it's a gorgeous mint pastel green with glitter. So I'm going to get everything ready, and I'll be back and show you how this works. Okay, so as you can see, I've done these 3 nails already, and it's a lovely colour. I've turned my flash off so you can actually see the green, and we're going to do this one final nail. So with bottle 1, which is the base, I'm going to paint, and I apologise for being off camera a bit there. I do come back into there we go. I'm just going to paint 3/4 of my nail in a very thin coat. So if you're wondering why I keep brushing over, it's because you want to apply this as thin as possible. And then even though my nails are pretty long, they still fit in this little cute pot of powder. Just dip it in and tap off the excess. Wait a few seconds for that to soak in. I did wanted to see with my light off if that gave better view, but it didn't. So this is without the flash. This is just with my desk lamp on. Brush off the powder with a dusty brush, and then I'm going to do another thin layer of the base, going a bit closer to the cuticle but not quite up to the cuticle. Again, making sure you cover every part of your nail. Try not to get it on the skin, because wherever you get this, believe me, the powder will stick. And again, a nice thin coat. This time I brushed I wiped the brush on some tissue before putting it back into the bottle, just in case it had any remnants of the powder on it, because I don't want to contaminate my bottle of base. Again, dip in, tap off, wait a few seconds, and then give it a little dust. And then now this is the final coat, and this is going closer to the cuticle but not touching it, because we don't want any lifting. Just making sure you cover every part in a nice thin layer, because we don't want the nail to be too thick and bulky, because that will lead to more filing afterwards. And then once you've done that, one last final dip. As you can see, I did a double dip just to make sure. And there we have the nail done. Another quick dust off. And now to harden all of this, we need bottle 2, which is the activator. And we put a nice generous amount of this all over the nail to harden everything up, so we can file it and buff it nice and smooth. As you can see, I apply 2 coats, and I make sure I cap every edge of the nail. And we just wait a few seconds for this to cure every layer that you've put on. You can tap it to find out when it's hard enough, and we'll just tidy up. But if you do a thin application with the base when you dip in, you'll find that there is hardly any filing at all. So we just need to wait for this to harden. see, quick tap. You can see that you get a nice apex and it's not too thick. It's a gorgeous colour. Okay, I'm tapping that and that is sounding dry. So I'm just using a 100 grit file, I do believe. No, I apologise. It's a 240. It's a 240 grit file, just to file the edges and get them back into shape. And then I'll whiz round the cuticle and just over the nail to contour and shape the nail. I'll just zoom out a bit there so you can see. Because I normally file my nails off camera, but I wanted to show. And I'm not using a hard pressure here, it's just a light pressure, because if you overfile there's a chance that you'll take away some of the colour that you've put on, because although this wears like acrylic with the shine of gel, it's softer than normal acrylic, so therefore if you was to file too hard, because it's softer, you'll find patches, you'll just take the colour away and go back down to your bare nail. So I could have actually done this as a separate video and just speeded it up with a bit of music, so my bad for that one. But it really doesn't take a lot of filing just to go round. I apologise too if I keep going out of camera shot. As I say, I normally do my filing off camera, but I just wanted you to see exactly what I do. And then once I find that that's smooth enough, I just buff over with a white sanding block just to remove any scratches and make it even more smoother. And you can feel as well when you run your finger down it if it's smooth. And then I'm just going to use my nail prep to remove any dust and clean it up. Okay, so as this didn't come with instructions, I'm just doing this how I would do with my other dipping powders. So I would apply another layer of the activator all over the nail, and then with a lint-free wipe I'll wipe this over the nail to make sure it's an even coat, plus that there's no wet activator on the nail when I apply the top coat, because any wet activator that touches the top coat brush and then you put that back into your bottle, you will start over time and you will harden the bottle of the top, and you really don't want to do that. So with this, it's just one nice quick even layer. As you can see, I wipe most off the brush, so it's just a swipe, wipe the brush on a tissue just in case before you put it back into the bottle. And the activator helps that dry quicker, and then you would go ahead and apply another coat of that. But I find that sometimes the first coat gives an absolutely gorgeous shine as it is, and then this is where you would finish with your cuticle oil. Now I'm absolutely loving the coverage of this. So Flash Black Friday is one gorgeous mint green colour. I'll put everything in the descriptions below like I do, and as always, thanks for watching.